Hi and welcome to Good and Great Christian Book Reviews. This week I want to look at a brilliant book. It's a book called Jesus on Every Page. Jesus on Every Page, and the subtitle is this: 10 Simple Ways to Seek and Find Christ in the Old Testament. Now maybe you're sceptical about this. The author of this book, David Murray, he was sceptical about it. In fact, the first section of the book deals with his journey of going from thinking that Christ was only in small parts of the Old Testament to realising that Christ is in all of the Old Testament. And so in the start of the book, he goes through the New Testament, which shows us that the Old Testament authors believed in and saw Christ. So if you are sceptical about seeing Jesus in all of the Bible, especially the Old Testament, then this book is for you. It will be a book that is sympathetic and will help you to understand that. Having laid the groundwork in the first section to prove that all the scriptures are about the Lord Jesus Christ, as the Lord Jesus Christ said himself, he then spends the rest of the book showing 10 very simple ways that you can see Jesus in the Old Testament. For example, you see him in creation, you see him in the laws and commandments, you see him in the covenants, you see him in the promises, you see him in the prophecies, you see him in the appearings of the Lord of the Old Testament, you see him in the Psalms, you see him in the Proverbs, you see him everywhere. And what I love about David Murray is he's a very logical and methodical man. So he sets things up very clearly, but secondly, he's very good at illustrations and examples. So as you read, not only does he tell you how to see it, he shows you how to see it, and he explains it and explores it. It's not a very long book, but it is a substantial book, and it is well worth working through. So if you want to know how to see Jesus in all the Bible, and to have Bible studies like the Lord Jesus had with the disciples on the road to Emmaus, then this is a great book to get you on that road. So I really would encourage you to get this book by David Murray, Jesus on Every Page, 10 Simple Ways to Seek and Find Christ in the Old Testament.